Welcome to the Medieval Daoyin Study Group session. So we have a few weeks off. So hopefully we'll come back and feeling refreshed. Except unfortunately I had a bit of stomach ache, but hopefully it's getting better. And but yeah, we are going to start from I think last time we did it to like chapter 42. We're just on the last exercise of this chapter, and it's related to the symptoms of slow and weak leg qi. So it's to do with a weak leg. And so yeah, so this exercise hopefully is gonna help to relieve the pain in the legs. And here actually says the lumbar pain as well. So this is on page 250, and it's the last one. So it says, stand on the ground with one foot behind the other. Place one foot on top of the other, pressing on the 解析 point, which is stomach 41 of the foot. Okay, so I was looking at this section here earlier, and I think my translation might be just slightly misleading because it doesn't really tell you which foot that you place onto the the pressing. So you somehow you need to put one foot behind, and I think is that foot that is behind is on the 解析 point. You place it on the heel or the calf, if you like, of that foot that is standing. So I don't think my English translation gives you all that information, does it? It just say place one foot on top of the other, but it's you don't know which one is which. And then you pressing the 解析 point on off the foot, pressing on the 解析 point of. I mean, the picture actually shows more or
Yeah.
less accurately. So
Yes.
it's basically the back. The 解析 points of that leg that is going backward, going back, is sort of pressing against the leg that is standing straight.
Mhm.
So as long as you're happy with that, then we can then move on. So that is after that, forcefully turn both arms to the back while your body turns to the side. So you're going to bring your arms with you to turn and bring the arms to the back. And then you're going to, okay, so you're going to do this movement reaching to its fullest extended position. So that is the 即式. You do that twice, 7 times. So I think you're turning to that one side and then come back, and then turning to that one side and come back, turning to that one side. Your whole body is turning as well. It says light, so 侧身, so you turn the body as if you're turning. Yeah, as if you're turning. The 侧 and the 转, 转 is turn, yeah. And then left and right, the same. So then you're alternating between left and right. So you do that twice, 7 times, and you then turn to the other side. You do that twice, 7 times. That's how I understand it. So while so you use well, it doesn't tell you which one you're turning. So if your right leg, for example, according to the picture, your right leg are at the attach the back of your the leg that is standing. Are you turning to the left or are you turning to the right? Or does it matter? I don't know. So you can experiment, I think. I would say, okay, so let's just finish what it says. So this gets rid of blocked, that's the B, tight pain in the legs and lumbar pain. yeah, the lumbar pain I think is related to the fact that your body need to turn as well. So um, I would say the hardest thing for this is you kind of need to balance yourself, and because you're sort of moving the arms quite forcefully in a way, and you're doing it with sort of extreme posture, that is gonna makes it harder to stand, with just one foot, with your one leg. Um, but we could try and see what you think. Any question before we have a go at this,
To to
Felix?
be very clear, so you put your foot on the GC point, isn't it? So you
So
put one foot on the other, and then and then actually from that position on, you make the movement.
yeah, so once you put your one foot behind, and that foot, the 解析 point of that foot is attached to the back of the
Yeah.
leg that is standing, so near the calf, at your calf. So so that word could means heel or calf.
Mhm.
And so you place sort of comfortably on that the calf of the leg that is standing straight.
But you would
And
think that you have to put your heel on the point, or because on the picture it looks more like your
yeah, on the
the
heel,
big
isn't it?
toe, the heel. So it's really the
Yeah,
heel
yeah.
putting. Okay, so it's really like this,
I
like
think
your
it's more
toe.
like the
Yeah.
heel,
Okay.
that's right, of the leg that is
Okay.
standing straight. Then you turn. I think I would, yeah, just see
Okay.
how well balanced you can
I
be.
we tried.
I think it is very challenging. I did try
I I
this.
think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
So
let's just
can I ask a quick question? So
uh,
the one foot presses on the ground, one foot, like normally, I think it's Shang, that character we've translated as like facing
yeah,
backwards.
facing backwards. Yeah.
So I guess in comparison to the picture, and maybe I'm missing something. See if I could just.
Okay.
So
So
if one foot faces backwards and presses on Jieshi, I sort of think of it
you could do that.
that.
Okay.
So the foot is facing backwards and pressing on
Right.
Jieshi. Versus, we could try it both ways, but versus your way is sort of you're pushing Jieshi into
Pushing
the
Jesse
heel,
against
right?
the hmm. So yeah, so let's try both, because then your interpretation is slightly similar to my translation in a way. It's like place the foot on top of the other and then just against the 解析 points.
Well, it does say Jieshi on, which means press. So I usually think of that as pressing from the top down.
Mm-hmm.
But then you said this next character before Shang is
Is heel.
well, that also works because it's the heel that's pressing on
Yeah.
top. Press because it's I don't know if you could, so it's the heel pressing on top like that.
Mm-hmm. And
So
so the heel is like all around.
what do you mean?
So do you mean the heel is, but I thought the heel is here.
Hmm.
So if you're gonna place it on the heel, it's not behind. You would then place it behind. So then it would then place it on the heel.
I guess it depends on which heel we're talking about. We don't know.
All right, on this, so you're talking about this heel. Oh yeah.
That heel pressing on
Is that
Jesse.
heel place press against the other 解析 point of the leg that is standing straight.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay. Right. So if
Let's
I'm
try
if I'm
both.
But in this case, the foot is not behind, no? In the text is that the
Yeah, the
other
foot
foot has to be
is in
behind.
front, the foot is behind. Yeah. Also, if we follow the logic, we got one. So if we trying to read the Chinese, if you like, so we got one foot stamping the ground, and then one foot facing back. So going back, and then you place the 解析 points on. So then it immediately said place the 足解析, the foot 解析 on the heel. So it's the third subclause is referring to the second ones, that is the foot that is going back. Because if it's referring to the first four characters, which is the leg that is standing straight, it's a bit, do you know what I mean? It's kind of jumping. So it says one leg standing on the ground, and then the other leg goes back and place the 解析 points on the heel. So that then makes sense. You're still talking about the legs that is going back to place onto the heel of the other leg, that, you know. So I think that kind of logically, in terms of reading the Chinese, that kind of makes sense to me.
So
Yeah, I mean
that's
the
the
other,
one where you cross your feet behind, like this.
yeah, I still think probably that's more likely the case.
Okay.
Yeah. And but then obviously then depending on how balanced you are, because 激怒 is like strongly with effort, quickly moving the both. Also, we don't know, is it so if I got my left leg behind, do I turn I feel like I turn to the left. Can I turn to the right? I suppose I can, but it's slightly awkward. So if I put my left leg behind, I'm probably gonna turn to the left. And the body is also need to turn.
You might want to tilt your camera up a little bit
So,
so we can
right,
see
okay,
the upper body.
I try to do, okay, is that, or maybe I can go back. So yeah, is that better?
Sure, yeah, we can see your arms then. Yeah. So it says
So
quickly two
yes.
hands side, so side facing back. So we'd sort of go with both hands. It's less of like a swing, more
Mm-hmm.
would be like a throw, both
Throw
hands
to
going
the back.
backwards.
Throw to the back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then come back. So I think combat is more relaxed. Going back is the extreme posture part, and then coming
Hmm.
back is more so just come back. But then the tricky thing is you're standing with one foot. I don't know about you guys. It's really hard.
It's difficult balance.
I think the trick of this exercise that says cure the pain of the leg is you're spending so much time trying to balance yourself.
So Chu Tong Tong BG, right?
Yes.
So Tong Tong, like I know the second tong is
疼痛.
pain.
Yeah. Mhm.
So Tang Tong, is that like a specific type of pain?
So 疼 and 痛, they're like pain, yeah. But I think people trying to differentiate the two types of pain. So I think the 疼, it's I think 痛 to me is it definitely is more painful than the 疼, if you like. 疼.
Like aches and pains.
Exactly. Tongue is like aching, and then tong is pain. It's really pain, especially if you're speaking it. So you got the second tones, tongue, and then tong is the fourth tone. Yeah. So the fourth tone would is gonna definitely will have got that kind of weighted feel about it. So it would definitely be like, a great harder or more painful in terms of, gradients. So
Right.
yeah, 疼痛. Um,
So one thing I'm noticing just doing this a little bit is that to push the jieshi on the heel, I
okay.
sort of have to bend my knees a fair bit. Like, because if I'm standing too upright, it's hard to push. But if I bend, that feels more like a press. Like you can sort of sink it in.
Oh, okay, yes, I know what you mean. So
And so,
mhm.
and then to sort of like throw to the back, I do feel a lot of twist in the back here.
But how do you keep your body sort of, not falling down? Because you are standing on just one foot, yeah?
More or less, yeah. I don't know. It's not easy. Maybe it's a core strengthening exercise just to keep your balance.
Yeah. So do you turn to the side of the leg that is behind? So if it's the right leg that is behind, do you turn to the right?
I've been trying to do both.
Or you turn both sides?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay, I tend to just go one side and then come back, one side
right.
and come back, because then there's this extreme posture when you throwing the two arms back and then come back sort of more relaxed.
So,
Unless you go back on the other side, extreme posture, that's also possible. But yeah, I
mhm.
do find it a bit hard if my right leg is behind, and then if I then try to turn to the left, I don't I don't feel I can keep the balance. But if I'm on my right leg's behind, if I turn to the right, I can still keep the balance more or less. But if I try to turn to the left, that's hard. But I mean,
I mean, Pascal's doing it, so I assume it's possible.
oh dear. Pascal, tell us your secret.
No, I try different things, and I think what is the thing? It's if I what you say, Jesse, to be a little bit more
Bend, not straight. Bend your legs.
like to flex, I think, and to press really with the other leg. I think it
Yeah,
make it more
stable.
stable, and that's true. If only one, yeah, depends. It's more, I think it's more easy to just go in one way than the two ways. That's true.
Mhm.
And if I go down to my feet, it's more easy to balance.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. If
Yeah,
I just focus on one side,
yeah,
then I can then keep the balance. But if
yeah.
I have to go both sides, then I immediately start wobble.
So the line before G sure RT, um, it's like 自身 ru, I think it's bo,
如转,侧身如
rujuan,
转. So basically, you turn the body 侧, yeah, 侧 is side. So you turn the body side as if turning, as if you're turning.
like a
转, it's just
pivot
like
sort of thing.
spin.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting exercise because you're really getting the internal and external rotators of your hips and
The hip.
getting a lot of motion in there, which would help with leg pain and back pain.
Mhm.
So you're sort of like loosening up the pivot of Shaoyang.
All right. Actually, I when I was doing it, I tried to make it quite stiff. So you're turning the whole body in a way, as well as your hip.
Yeah, not just doing my arms. I wanted to
The
get
whole body turning.
the whole body. So I really feel the pivot, like the twisting through the obliques and through the back muscles. And it's like a challenge for the hip stabilizers because you're on one leg.
Mm. So what does the 解析 point do? Because there's quite a lot of in this text, 解析 points mentioned a few times. So you do somehow press that point.
Yes.
Like
But
clinically, it's not used too much. It's used as like a point for mania and a point for like ankle pain, basically.
All right. Yeah.
Mhm.
but I think it feels good to press on Jesse.
Yeah.
It's a little for me. It's a little bit sore when I press, and I
Mhm.
feel it
Right.
really
Yeah.
comfortable to press on it.
It does feel like it's doing something.
Mm.
Don't know what.
I feel like in this case, it's about going down to sort of one leg, like isolating one leg, like you're sort of locking your feet together using that point.
Yeah. All
But
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
so it's the Jing River point of the stomach meridian, pain in the ankle joint, muscle atrophy, numbness, pain in the lower extremities, mania, psychosis, abdominal distension, and constipation. So aside from like the local function on the foot,
You know, this is a little bit like learning how to ride a bicycle. Like it's quite hard in the beginning, and then once your body sort of get used to the demands, it begins to
Yeah,
almost like adjust itself a little bit. So then it knows where to sort of place the weight. So then you don't then fall. Then it kind of feels slightly easier as I carry on doing it.
yes,
Yeah, I definitely feel I can only do one side more comfortably and feel the benefit. Like,
yeah.
the sort of this kind of extreme posture, pushing my whole body to the back and then back, and then back. So that
Mhm.
definitely feels really nice in a way.
with the Zuoyo Iran.
Yeah.
So
Left, right, also.
also, if you think Iran just together means also, or like
Yeah, ran
also
as in ran
relaxed, maybe, or
like so. Yeah, like 自然, like so. So
yeah,
then 意 is in also. So left, right. So you do it on the left side, you also do it on the right side. So 左右
okay.
亦然. Mm.
So you don't think that's a quality of the exercise? It's just the instruction to do
Just
both
telling
sides.
you to do it on both sides. Yeah.
Okay,
Hmm.
Yeah.
great.
So we are happy with this exercise. Yeah, it's kind of like requires you can't kind of do it straight away, but it feels that it is possible to draw the benefit. In the beginning, it feels like you're just trying to stay, well, for me, it's trying to stay, straight and not falling all over the place.
It's a nice one.
It feels all right, doesn't it? Afterwards, you kind of feel like, oh, it kind of loosen up the body as well.
Hmm.
Almost like a nice warm up, but I mean, again, it's slightly challenging. Okay, so we're moving on to a different disease category. So the next section is about cough. 咳嗽病, cough-related disorder. And this is chapter 43. So we are now on page 153. Okay, so I'm just going to read. A cough that causes qi to rise in reversal is reversed cough. Qi is yang that flows to and moves within the fu and the zang, and then disperses through the pores. Qi is governed by the lungs. Cough disorders are caused by a deficiency of the lungs, which allows the body to catch cold easily. Cold fights against the qi, preventing its dispersal. The stomach qi gathers in reversal, returning to the lungs. When the lungs are full and bloated, the qi cannot go down. It becomes reverse cough. So I think it's just going up, isn't it? Because when you cough, you feel like something needs to come out. It can't stay down. Its conditions can be coughing, a full chest with reverse qi. So qi is like trying to come out, going upwards. Pain in the shoulders and back, sweating and pain in the buttocks, inner thighs, knees, calves, and feet. Gosh, okay, so all your legs, whole legs. The orthodox prescriptions for decoctions, hot packs, needles, and stones are given elsewhere. The Yangsheng supplementations and Daoyin instructions are now attached below. So are we happy with the disease description? So this is about coughing, the qi is reversing, not staying down, and therefore is the cold that is fighting against the qi. And so, yeah. Anything that is sort of...
No, it's pretty straightforward.
Yeah. Okay, good. Okay, cool. And then so we got the first exercise that is in the next page, the English translation. So the Yangsheng recipes, the Daoyin method says, first, inhale qi through your nose, then close your mouth. Repeat, inhaling qi through your nose. The cough will be cured. Okay, I think then it starts saying in the morning, remove your pillow and lie on your back. So it feels like it's kind of describing another exercise, but we just carry on. Lengthening your arms and legs. So you're lying down without the pillow. And then you're just trying to lengthen your arms and legs, just trying to relax. Close your eyes and mouth while holding your breath. So this one actually, yeah, it feels like you're doing something slightly different here. You're closing your mouth, your eyes, and you're holding your breath. When your abdomen and legs become bloated, okay, then you take another breath. So do you think, I think you probably inhale, close your eyes and mouth, you inhale through your nose, and then you hold the breath, and you almost, this breath is filled, fills your abdomen, fills your legs, so as if they become very big. And then you take another breath. I imagine you exhale and then you take another breath, and you, because it says, after a short pause, inhale into the abdomen. Okay, so here I check my translation because the inhale into the abdomen here is, the Chinese is 吸腹. So if you're going back to the previous page, at the last line, so in the middle part, so 请间 is like after a while. After a short pause, you then 吸腹. So 吸腹, 吸 is like, yeah, and fu is the abdomen. So my translation is you kind of inhale into the abdomen. There's another understanding is you sort of sucking so you draw in your abdomen. So that's another way of understanding this xi fu. So somehow you kind of, draw in your abdomen, you tighten it if you like. And then this next after that is yang liang zu. Okay, yang liang zu in my translation here is raise both legs. So that feels as if the legs will be off the ground. But here, yang liang zu, it could just means you're making sure your feet are straight and pointing towards the ceiling, if you like. So yang, just then, you're facing upwards. Yeah. So it's the feet that are facing upwards. That means all the toes are pointing up. So instead of toes pointing forward, your feet, your toes are pointing up. So rather than the whole legs raised, if you like. And then you got the Chinese character after the comma is 倍全. So 倍 is like double, like 加倍, double the fist. So the fist, yeah, 全 is fist. So basically you then holding the fist. And then 欲自为习定. So you gradually just think it just making your breathing very gentle and calm. So you then repeat. So now you repeat this, and you do this apparently 3 times. In the springtime, you do that 3 times, or 5 times in the summer, 7 times in the autumn, and 9 times in the winter. So obviously, when it's towards the sort of colder period, you do more of this exercise. And I imagine you do that every day rather than the whole entire summer, you do it 3 times. Okay, well, I don't know. Yeah. And then this then cleans the 5 zang, 洗荡涤 5 zang. So it cleans the 5 zang and moisten 浸润 the 6 fu and 所病皆愈. So here I translate all disorders will be cured. I think that might be just a little bit too general. So 所 is like the 所病 is more like the disorder that you have, whatever the disorder the illness that you have got at that point will then, will all be cured. Something like that. Yeah.
If I would read it literally, actually, you could say actually it relieves or heals all diseases, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, in a way, it's like whatever the disease is that is there, then it will be cured.
It's
so
interesting
kind of like,
because it looks in the first instance you think it's an exercise for cough, but then when you read this, it looks more like a kind of preventive exercise for general health.
More preventable, isn't it? Because
preventive.
it's cleanse the 5 zang, moisten the 6
Moistens
fu.
the 6 fu, yeah.
I mean, you could question why those two together, because it's as if they're not really in the second part doesn't really address the cough, except just as in generally, if you if you have such problem, then yes, it will cure the cough as well. But
I think it's really there are 2 exercises.
Yeah, it does feel like that, doesn't it?
So it says also first inhale the qi through your nose, then close your mouth. Repeat inhaling qi through your nose. The cough will be cured. So this is, I think, more because there is this ni qi, so this counterflow qi, and you want to bring it down.
You want to bring it down, so you want
looks like a dynamic. And the other one, in a way, also it's really because you bring also again your breath down, because you ultimately you bring your breath to your abdomen. But that's more. It involves all the zang and all the fu. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks
Mm.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think the lying down one is again, it has got that kind of like almost like tighten the belly and then straighten the toes,
Straighten the toes. Yeah.
clench your fist,
Clench fist.
and then you're trying to breathe so slowly, and you do that, and then I think then you relax, and then you tighten the stomach again, raise the toes, toes so straight up, clench the fist, and then breathe in that kind of while you're doing all that. But hold on. So when you are tighten the abdomen, do you think that is when you hold the breath? Because here it's like before that is you straighten the arms and the legs, you close your eyes, close your mouth, and there's no breath. And then you so this sort of the bloated abdomen and the feet and the legs, when you get to that point, you then breathe again.
It looked like it's three different.
Three different exercises.
Three different
No, it's
exercises.
one exercise, but in three
Oh,
parts.
in three parts.
No,
Yes.
the one when you block the.
Yeah, so the first part is you just close your mouth, close your eyes, close your mouth, and hold the breath.
Hold the
Yes.
breath. Yeah.
And then
wait.
you get the bloatedness,
Mhm.
and then you breathe again. So that's first
Yeah.
one. Second one is you tighten the abdomen, raise the toes like straight up, clench the fist, and then in that state you sort of breathe ding, so stay stable, and like the way she is like you breathe really, really gently. Oh, and it says itself gently breathing. So it's as though the breathing is going to does it itself very, very slowly and gently.
Mm.
And then you do that again.
So you think you breathe very slowly in, you wait till you're completely full, you stretch, and you clench your fist. So where would you would hold your hands like that or like that? That's not written, huh? It's not so clear.
It didn't tell
Where?
you. So I imagine you just 正, so straight line on your back.
Or maybe just next to you.
And
your fist.
stretch, it says
Or
伸
stretch.
臂,
Okay, so
伸
it's
臂.
more
So
like
you
this.
are stretching your,
Okay.
but it doesn't say
No.
straight up there, but it could be
So
just
maybe just parallel.
yeah, parallel, and then you're gonna close the eyes, close the mouth, no breath. That's the first thing. Not imagine, you're gonna bring the chi to fill your abdomen and your legs. That for me requires imagination, but you could just try to force it down and then breathe again.
Yeah, because it's not that you hold your breath and take more, because there are these exercises you take breath and then you take even more.
Breath.
But that's
This
I
one
don't
is
read it like that, but
no, I think this one you just hold the breath and then you sort of somehow you make the abdomen and the legs become bloated. Once that happens, you breathe again. So you breathe out and breathe again. So you do that for a while. And then after that, after a pause, you then draw in the abdomen, 吸腹, tighten and raise the two feet. So the toes raise up, clench the fists. Again, you then trying to breathe in very gently. And then you do again. I think we have to kind of do it. Should we work on it? If you can
let's
remember all
try.
that. I mean, you can take the book with you and then.
I think coming back to Pascal, I think it's two exercises. So the beginning is another exercise, and then the other one lying down is one exercise, but in two parts.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, that's right. Correct.
So, but
Okay,
let's try.
also the first exercise then is it doesn't tell you to lie down, does it?
No. No.
No.
So the first exercise, you can do whatever you want, really. But
Yeah.
then it's in a way, it's not too demanding because you're basically inhale through your nose and then close your mouth, and then you just carry on inhale through your nose, again inhale through your nose. So yeah,
When you exhale.
yeah, you do exhale in between. It doesn't emphasize that. So you do. So 还复, so then return again, you breathe through your, so is this 还复? I think you then, yeah, you do at some point you're gonna,
Okay, 还复.
yeah, you're not going to like inhale and then inhale and inhale. No, I think that's not possible.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you do it again and again.
yeah, basically
Yeah.
you do it again and again. So the emphasis is on the inhale chi through your nose, basically. So it's kind of simple in a way.
Yeah. It's not
Yeah.
so more simple than the previous exercise, which was not so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and also then I think I'm gonna just do it lying down.
Just doing
Anyway,
the first part to start, like the breathing in, closing your mouth.
yeah, you do that, and then you trying to lie flat, stretch out the arms, and then
Okay.
I think this is going hopefully going to be quite relaxing. How did you find Jesse? Oh, sorry, I can't hear you just yet.
I liked it. It's a nice breathing exercise. I'm not sure, 100% sure if I'm doing it correctly. Can I just describe what I was doing and then you can
Yeah.
tell me what you think?
Okay.
So the first one, I was just inhaling through the nose, holding my breath, and then stopping, and then breathing out, and then just repeating that. And
Yes.
then the second one, I was sort of lying down, relaxed, breathing in till I was like, say, 80% full. And then I would stretch my legs, lift my toes, make fists, stretch my arms, and then breathe in that last 20% through the nose, trying to keep it without being too tense. So my body was tensing, but I was trying to keep my organs relaxed, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
So my lungs
What
weren't like.
about bloated abdomen and the two legs?
So so I was so I'd breathe until like my belly would expand.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
so that would be like the bloated abdomen. And then I would sort of inhale into the abdomen. So I'd sort of like tense my abdomen a little bit to and push air into that structure. So like the beginning, it was sort of like expanding, and I'd stretch my body, and by stretching my legs and my lifting my feet, and my arms, my abdominal muscles would sort of like go from being expanded, they would sort of tense a little
Yeah.
bit because my I was using my muscles, and then
Hmm.
I'd breathe in more and sort of like fill in this way. So
Right.
it's not just coming up bigger belly. It's
Okay.
like a little bit more stable, but I was trying to
Yeah.
match the muscular tension with keeping my breath gentle, right? So I'm not
Mhm.
like, I'm not like really snorting in air. I was still trying to breathe in a relaxed way, but my muscles were
Right.
sort of
Right.
like
Yeah.
holding everything in a little bit. And
Mm.
I'd hold my breath there and
Okay.
breathe out when I
Yeah.
couldn't hold anymore.
Hmm.
So that's what I was doing. I don't know.
But hold on. So that's what about the second part is you then 吸腹, you draw in the abdomen and then you raise the toes and then clench the fist because it's kind of two parts, isn't it? We sort of established.
Hmm.
One is like holding the breath and then you somehow make your chi to, inhale and then hold it, inhale, hold the breath, make the abdomen and the legs bloated, and then you breathe again. So that's the first part. The second part is almost like a reverse. So then you sort of draw in the abdomen instead of making the abdomen bloated. You draw in
Hmm.
the abdomen, you then raise the toes, have the clenched fists, and then again you at this point, what I found is my body is obviously quite tense. But I need to then trying to breathe very gently, which is requires concentration. So it's almost like I'm sort of tight, like working on my core muscle, as if I'm sort of swimming. I need to sort of make my whole body very straight, very, sort of tight in my abdomen. And then I trying to breathe very gently. So I see the two exercises, they're almost like opposite to each other. One is like bloated the abdomen, the other one is to draw in the abdomen. Do you
So
find
I
that?
guess
Or
I was doing it like Felix suggested as a two-part thing. So I was breathing in and my abdomen would naturally bloat as I filled my belly with
yeah,
air.
yeah.
And then I would pause and then I'd squeeze the abdomen down.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then
Like in a relaxed way though. Like so this is sort of the question I had was like I was
mm,
comparing it to in Tai Chi we have a thing called reverse breathing, right? So it's like a method of generating force where you like breathe in and instead of having your belly expand, you pull your belly in and
right.
then when you breathe out, you fudge in and
Oh, okay, yeah. Right, right,
right.
right.
And so
Yeah,
you breathe out and release the belly. So
yeah.
that's a reverse breath, but it's
Mm,
used to like accentuate outward force on the
right.
exhalation. And
Uh-huh.
so like I because this isn't like a martial thing, I didn't feel like it was exactly that. Like, you know what I mean? I you
Okay,
can
yeah.
breathe in and suck your belly in at the same
Mm,
time. But what I was taking it as is like I'm breathing in just the fact that I'm stretching my toes, stretching my arms, it's like the large muscle groups are activated and that pulls the abdomen in a sort of a natural way,
right.
but I'm still inhaling into that slight muscle tension, uh, if that
Mm-hmm.
makes sense. So I was doing it as like a two-part breath in. First to bloat the belly through a natural breath in with my body relaxed, and then taking another breath after a short pause into the abdomen while I stretched out my arms and legs and feet.
Right. Okay.
That's more or less how I did it too. But so I was also a little bit confused because breathing into the abdomen, if
Mm.
I read it, but you can
Bloated is
much
the
much better.
extreme bloated abdomen, two legs.
Yeah, that's the first thing, isn't it? That's the first part of the exercise.
That's the first part that after you close your eyes, close your mouth and hold the breath and no breath.
Yeah, but then it says after a short pause, inhale into the abdomen, isn't it?
Yeah, so then after short, then you inhale. So inhale into the abdomen. Another interpretation, which I trying to sort of
Mhm.
correct my translation basically in a way, is the sifu is like you draw in the abdomen, so you sort of tighten the abdomen,
Okay.
almost like opposite to the zhang fu. The zhang is bloated abdomen. The sifu is like
Okay.
drawing abdomen.
Sifu, huh? Yeah. So then then it looks like kind of reverse breathing, as Jesse said, because
Mm,
if you're gonna do that, you you breathe in and you pull in your abdomen, and I can understand why they might do it because that can have that cleansing function maybe because you tighten everything, so
mm,
you have more. I think also you have to do it with precaution because my experience with reverse breathing is that it's not always for everybody good to do. So I think when we
mm,
teach this to people, you have to take some care. I don't know how you look
mm.
about it, but that's my own experience. Um,
So I did it. Um, it's like the two quite distinctive exercise. The first one is stretch out the arms and legs, close the
mhm.
eyes, close the mouth, and hold the breath, basically, no breathing. So inhale, hold the
Yeah,
breath.
hold the
Then
breath.
you're trying to almost like pushing this abdomen and the chi to the abdomen. So there's
Hmm.
this ji. 急胀腹. So you again, there's this kind of trying to really push this abdomen outwards and make it bloated by sort of forcing it with while you're holding the breath. So I was almost like literally with my, almost there's a movement of my body pushing this abdomen outwards, if you like, and then while holding the breath. And so that sort of movement is pushing the chi to the legs as well. Or at least I can feel a little bit. I feel a lot more on my bloated abdomen, but less on my legs. But it's kind of general direction is pushing down. Physically, almost like, there's
Yeah,
this
I
movement.
felt that too.
And
And actually,
then breathe again, hold the breath, and trying to sort of again expand this abdomen. So that's kind of how I did it. I did it almost like quite dynamically. And then the second one then is to draw in the abdomen. Then I kind of imagine myself swimming because I have to do that when I'm swimming. It's like sort of you tighten the muscle at the abdomen and then raise the toes. Raise the toes, again, it feels the tension on the ankles there. So that everything is kind of all tense up and then clench the fist as well. Although not like really, really tight, but still, sort of clenching the fist. So everything's kind of tight and, you know, sort of with quite a lot of tension, but at the same time, you want this breathe because you're not holding your breath now. You're going to breathe very gently, and that I found that quite hard uh, because I'm tightening my abdomen and then I still trying to breathe.
Hmm.
In the beginning, I thought, well, that's not going to work, but then I kind of relax into it. Then it was okay. What did you do, Pascal?
Yeah, I've done also I've tried different things, but the thing that I inhale, and then I was more focused of uh, having the sensation of bloating in the legs and in the lower
Abdomen.
abdomen.
Yeah,
I feel a little bit tingling, and
right.
then I'd breathe one more.
Okay.
And the
All right.
second one also I find it very interesting, like tensing the foot and the fist. And I've
Yeah.
tried not to tense too much the abdomen and to have this gentle breathing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It look
That's
like
right.
because a lot of martial arts, yes, I think this kind of I've done some Waigong, this
Yeah.
kind of, and it looked really like this, as Jesse said, and
Yeah, right. Reverse breathing.
yeah, this kind of reversal breathing, but because it was this way seeding, this gentle breathing, so I tried to keep it
Mm.
more
Mhm.
soft.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah. Which is almost like in itself creates this kind of opposite the tension
Yeah,
because the stomach is drawn in, the feet are raised,
yeah.
fists are clenched, but you are breathing very, very, trying to breathe very, very gently while
Mhm.
you're in those positions.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this exercise would be one where a lot would be revealed with a cough, right? Because
You
because
should,
Oh,
like you're only really doing this as a therapeutic method, and so then we'd have another layer of like your diaphragm spasming and like the tickle in your throat and like you'd have all these other things layered on top of it, right?
Mm.
And so I think that this sort of like effortful but relaxed breathing dynamic probably makes more sense when you're sort of like trying to
Coughing away.
stifle a cough and like pull it into your belly instead of letting it rack your
Yeah.
shoulders and that sort of thing. So I think
Well,
that we should try this. If any of us get sick anytime soon, we should try this, and I think we'll get a better report,
well,
right?
this one is actually refers to any kind of ailments that the person is suffering is sore being. It is referring to not just cough. I don't think. I think it just whatever the disorder that you're suffering from, not
Hmm.
anybody's, and therefore that so the sore is like the place here, this place, this um so this particular whatever the illness that you have got. That's my reading of it because it doesn't really just specifically for coughing. It's the first one that is that you breathe through your nose, close your mouth, and then you do that again. So basically trying to bring the qi down. So
So you're looking at this more as like a
general preventative, like spring 3 times, summer 5 times, autumn 7 times, winter 9 times. So yeah, and then it says it will cleanse the 5 zang and moisten the 6 fu. So in a way, it's a lovely exercise that any time of the years that one could do. And obviously, it's got a specific numbering, so you do it 3, 5, 7, 9.
And maybe actually it does both, because I was thinking, because I was reading just the next text. Oh, I have to put this out because I get a lot of noise here. Because the next exercise is actually again for cough.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
I
of
was
course.
thinking that maybe in this context, although I think you're right, so that's how I read it too, an exercise for general health, which you can do all the time. But there is this dimension of pushing the qi down. So I can imagine that if you have ni qi, if you have this counterflow qi,
Yeah.
that this kind of exercise is also helpful because you bring stuff down. But then again, you can use it for all kinds of stuff, probably, because it affects all the zang in the
same
food.
exercise probably is not just for cough, but it's
I think so. But
okay. So are we happy with the exercise? I mean, we're kind of doing it slightly differently, but maybe it's okay because Crystal, did you practice this one or you just let it go? Okay, that's fine.
I did try. It just, I don't know.
Right. Yeah. Did you try the two different kinds? One is holding the breath, the other one
Yeah.
kind of trying to breathe very gently and
Yes. I found the opposites difficult to generate.
right.
And loading my abdomen wasn't happening.
Wasn't bloated and then
No,
drawn
just
in, bloated and
but thank you.
yeah. Right. Okay. We can look at the next one. The next one is quite different. So again, it says turn round and look in the opposite direction, looking upside down. Hold your breath. Do this 7 times. It cures reverse cough, disorders in the chest, and cold and heat disorders as well. All right, so there's this crucial word, character, which is after the 4 characters here. So it's return facing, reverse look. You got the like a comma if you like. So that character is upside down. Yes, that's why so Dao is like Dao Li, you headstand. Dao Wang, upside down look. But there is another version which is 侧望, so that just means look sideways. So rather than look upside down, there's another interpretation is you just look sideways. So so yeah, I don't know, because the version that I follow is the modern editions, edited by Ding Guangdi, who spent 20 years looking at all the different versions, but sometimes he does, change some words or he will pick up different words. But there's another version, which is a much older version, is from the Tang text. And this text, 外台密要, quoted a lot of materials from 朱炳元后论, and because it's a Tang period, it's very close to the 朱炳元后论 text. So and that one has got a different word, but then again, that one has got its own textual history. The different editions, different versions. But anyway, we got the different characters. What I'm just saying is, whether we're going to do it look upside down, or we're going to look sideways. So is it possible? So turn around. Yeah.
So I guess like there's sort of an active interpretation where we're sort of like looking around and holding our breath. Or
Oh.
would you consider like if you were to stand, fold over and look through your legs and hold your breath? Do you think that that
Oh
would
yeah,
satisfy all of these descriptions?
so do you mean like you bend down and look?
Yeah,
You
like
bend down.
so you're looking behind you and your
Then
head's upside down.
you look at behind, but do you bend down forward or do you bend
That's
down
the
sideways?
my vision with like if I try and make this like an instruction for a simple exercise, it would be hold your breath, put your head through your legs, and look, gaze sort of behind you.
Yeah,
So it's you're looking upside down and backwards
right.
and holding your breath 7
Mhm.
times. So I guess the question would be like, do you
5%.
stand up as you breathe in and then go down and stand up, or do you just hold your breath, breathe out, and keep your head down the whole time? That would be another possibility.
Right. So in your version, I think possibly you inhale first and then you go down. I
And
mean,
hold
hold
your
the
breath.
breath. You hold the breath and go down while
Yeah.
you look upside down while holding the breath, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then you inhale when you're coming up. Hold on.
Maybe
No,
I'm not speaking with any authority. I don't know. But
holding the breath.
yeah, it's an interesting
Mm.
like it almost reminds me of like, you know, breathe into a paper bag, or you know what I mean? Like it's sort of like a little trick, right? Like it feels like it's a little trick of some sort that's supposed to have an impact on
Mhm.
the cough.
Yeah.
So yeah, I certainly don't know.
So
The,
the other if we used the other character, which is not upside down looking, it's just sideway looking, then I think you're gonna just turn and then look to the side, isn't it? It will just be like this, I imagine,
right.
isn't it?
I
So it's
think
Well,
that
not
makes
as
more sense also because if it says it's about curing reverse cough, so this Nietzsche
yeah,
and bending down, and then I can't imagine how that can.
how that is going to
So,
help.
no, I can't.
No?
No,
But
not
why do
directly.
you
I can try, of course, but this opens stuff.
this
But
will
like
help? This
this,
will help?
I'm
And
not sure.
I think from the Chinese, the Huan is more circling.
Circular,
Circular,
So I think the
circular.
first movement must be on the afterwards you can go down,
方向.
but
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
Yeah,
Huan.
more like the
反向
turning, no?
反望. So the first character, you almost feel like you need to do that.
Uh-huh.
I think so, no?
That's what I would do. 环向is like turn,
Huan, yeah.
facing opposite direction and look.
Van
And
Wang, huh? Yeah.
then you're gonna look. If
Van
you're gonna look upside down, you're gonna I don't know, you're gonna look upside down. I don't know how you're gonna look.
Doesn't make sense to me, to be
hmm.
honest. I think I would go along with what Pascal is suggesting. So it's more the turning, I think. It
Huan.
makes more sense. But we can
And
try. We can try
yeah, you
both.
can turn, but
And
do you look just sideways or upside down?
I don't know if it's.
oh yeah, that's possible maybe. Maybe like
Yeah. It's
Wow, how did you manage to bend down like that?
turn.
turns
Turn and bend. Oh my
and then
God.
bend. Let's try.
Dolly, do you want to know what my initial response was to this?
Go on then.
I know, right? Everyone's throwing out weird stuff. Let me toss this one in. Okay, so when I first read it, I did envision this upside down, like literally backwards and upside down.
Yeah.
Problem is, when I did what I thought, I made myself kind of dizzy and nauseous. So I don't know if we should do it. But I laid down and actually tipped my head, just the head, up backwards,
Yeah,
right? So that the top of my head was on my mat. And from
right.
there, you can actually turn your head in different directions and still look backward.
So you're lying down.
But you're
I
lying down.
did. I did it lying down.
That's
But I
quite
think that's
interesting
not-
because I mean it doesn't tell you that you have to do
It
it.
doesn't tell
yeah.
you what position. I just, when I said it, look down and look at upside down. I'm like, there's only one way I know how to get upside down, and that is by
lying down.
burning myself.
Pull your head off the bed.
Actually, the
I mean, I
way
like Jesse's, but Pascal's
showed-
looks good. Mine didn't feel good, but you should try it too because it's kind of funky. I don't know. I think we're way out there.
The way
Doing-
Pascal showed actually is nice. That feels nice actually. I just tried
Yeah,
bending and then going up down. That feels actually it openings because I was thinking by the bending, but then I think because you make that twist, it opens also. So that
it opens the kidneys, right?
yeah, it opens also the main kidney area. Yeah, sure. Yeah.
So helping to grasp the chi.
Yeah, maybe that's the idea behind. That's maybe true. Yeah, makes sense actually. It doesn't tell you to hold your breath. Eh? You just do it. Am I right,
So
Dolly?
hold on, it does say it's 不息.
Yeah, there is a
Okay,
whole.
that's a boost. So
There's
you
a holding
oh,
the
yeah.
breath.
Oh yeah, Boopsie, I see it. Yeah, okay, I try.
Pascal actually has something worth gazing at.
Yeah, I know it's such a beautiful view.
It's a nice.
So I think the obviously looking at upside down, that's more challenging, a lot more challenging than just looking sideways. It's almost like we're doing both. Is because once you turn and look to the opposite direction, you're already looking sideways, and then you're ready to go down, and that's to look upside down. So it's like 环上反望, opposite looking, and then there's another emphasis of in this book is 倒望, then opposite, upside down looking, or 侧望, it just then sideways looking.
Yeah.
Because then if it's sideways looking, it's almost the similar to the 反望. So 反 is already opposite. 反 opposite direction to what you were. So 反望, and then 侧望 side. It feels like it's the same thing because it's you already turn looking at the opposite direction, and 侧望 is, I don't know, any more value than pushing even further to the side, perhaps. So, but yeah, I like the upside down version. It feels like, oh wow, your body has to really work at it.
Yeah, it's not so clear, to be honest.
It's not so clear, no.
It's not so clear.
Mm.
I did feel like with Pascal's version, it felt very nice and really opened up the kidneys, which is the opposite of chi ni for the lungs, right? Like it's going to be the grasping chi with the kidneys.
Yeah.
When I did the version I was suggesting of just looking through the legs, I felt like it opened my spine up more from like T7 to T5.
Yeah.
But it didn't feel as like pleasant. Like the stretch was not as nice.
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
if I was to do one to like, I mean, I think that this would be a good thing to try again with the cough to see what you feel is like you'll know pretty quickly if you're having a coughing fit. You do it and it stops your cough, then that's something that we
That's
can
the one.
report, right?
And we have to try it when we have a cough.
Yeah,
for sure.
but it's definitely worth trying because it's coughs can be very very frustrating.
This one also cure the other two, which is disorders in the chest, also
Yeah.
cold and heat
Cold and heat.
disorders. So if it cures cold and heat, it does make me feel like the movement needs to be a little bit more dynamic, or not?
I mean, the other one that was for heat was just like looking up at the sun and sort
Oh,
of ingesting the sun was one. So
right.
not necessarily dynamic. The
Okay.
only thing that makes me think that maybe Pascal's version isn't correct is that it doesn't say like left and right, but to do it that way is like a way that you sort of have to do it left and right. You look one way and then,
反向版. Mm.
but
Yeah,
I'm
it
not
didn't.
sure.
Yeah, that you're right. Actually, it doesn't say that. Then you turn to the left or you turn to the right. Um, you just turn round, but then it didn't tell you you turn around which side. Yeah, which way?
Hmm.
Which way do you
Hmm.
do it?
And Hanre, I think here in this context, it's really chills and fevers, isn't it? So
It's
it's
what?
really chills and fevers. So it's
Mm.
not diseases of heat, of diseases of cold, but this is really when you have this alternating. So maybe even more the
Ah,
Xiaoyang kind of stuff, It's
mhm.
In
fever.
that context, the Shaoyang stretching would make sense because
Would make sense also. Huh?
yeah,
Yeah,
you're really stretching through the Shaoyang. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. That would make sense, huh? Yeah, yeah.
So in terms of like bending down,
Yeah,
Like the twisting
yeah,
and
like the
bending,
twist, like
twisting and
Pascal
bending.
because
showed.
you're
Yeah,
stretching the whole rib cage
yeah, it's
and
opening the
also the
Xiaoyang.
Shaoyang kidney connection. It feels like it's that direct
Uh-huh.
part of the meridian,
Yeah,
I would
I
say
think
so
the
too.
ribs and the kidney.
Mhm.
Oh wow, that's very interesting, isn't it?
It is.
So and it does say like Xiong Zhong Bing,
That's
so
right.
like the chest center, right? Or like
Yeah, center in your chest, yeah.
yeah.
胸中 in your chest.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that could be like even like
Lungs.
chest pain or acid
Mm.
reflux or something along those lines. Although I don't know if I'd want to bend over if I had acid reflux like that. But
No,
yeah.
probably to do with more like a lung, the cough, the
Yeah, it's
chi
interesting because
breathing.
I have here the dictionary and it refers to Nigel Wiseman's medical dictionary, and it's clear actually this is a quote from the Huangdi Nanjing. When there is trouble in the interior of the chest, the throat becomes blocked and there is coughing. So it refers directly to actually that quote from the Nanjing.
Mhm.
And then also in the Shanghan, you have a similar. He says so. No, this is actually this is not the Shang. This is Deng Zhibing actually. So this is an annotation on the Huang Linanjing, and he says the interior of the chest is the location of the lungs. So it's really It's really has to do with the lungs. That makes sense.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay.
But
All
I think
right.
that this yeah, like Pascal showed, that makes sense, because you open the Shaoyong, it works on the kidneys, as Jesse said. So
Yeah.
you can understand that it grasps down,
Yeah.
and still not 100% clear to me, but you have to try maybe have a
I mean, the
couple.
other version is just basically you turn around and then you look further to the side so that you can almost like incorporate that before you go down. You're already looking to the back.
And
So
that will
then
already do something with
you're
the
already doing that. And
yeah.
then is the next version, which we kind of think if we're gonna look upside down, you're gonna go down and look upside down then. It's just that there is a textual the variation of the characters because if it's 侧望, then obviously you don't need to do it upside down. But if it's 倒望, then yes, you do it upside down.
Yeah. So that's still.
So just wanted to let you know that there's variations of the characters, so you just don't know. But if it makes sense to us and you think that it's beneficial, then I think we should keep it.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
how to channel with these folks who ever figured this out.
I think it'd be worth at least trying it in the field. It's not going to hurt anybody, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. I don't think so. It's not a dangerous exercise. So.
Okay, so I'm gonna move on. So this is just one, the cough disorder, just one. We've got this exercise. There are two, the exercise we just discussed, which is great. And so now we're gonna move on to the next disease category is the Ling disorder. I don't know if you heard of those.
Yeah.
The Ling, yeah, okay. That's great. So this one, chapter 44, page 256. So that is symptoms of various Ling disorders. So 朱零后. So it basically is just almost like an introductory disease entry, introducing all types of Ling in this section. So various Ling, which I then in bracket trying to translate what that means, painful urinary dribbling disorders are caused by a deficiency in the kidneys and heat of the bladder. The bladder is on the outside and the kidneys are on the inside. So you got the 表里, yeah, so that just in terms of relationship. Both govern water in the body, which goes through the small intestine down to the bladder and then moves to the genitals where it becomes urine. The kidney qi connects with the genitals that are the conduit for the downward flow of fluids. An uncontrolled diet, inappropriate joy or anger or unregulated deficiency or excess leads to disharmony of the fu and zang. This causes the kidney to be deficient and the bladder to become hot. Okay, and then when the bladder, which stores fluids, is hot, those fluids overflow down to the urethra. Is that right?
Mhm.
If water is blocked, unable to go up or down, it gets stuck in the bladder. If the kidneys are deficient, there will be frequent urination. If the bladder is hot, there will be limited urination. Limited urination. Okay. Uh-huh. So that just means a se, isn't it? So limited. Sometimes I think I don't understand my own translation. So the se, obviously I'm trying to understand, trying to translate the word se. Okay, and then both frequent and limited urination can become uncontrollable dribbling urination, which is called ling. So that's the definition of the word ling. 谓之为ling. Okay, so despite very little urine, there is a frequent urge to urinate. The lower abdomen is pulled like a string, so that kind of makes you want to urinate, but you couldn't, which causes pain in the navel. All right, so we're happy with the description of the ling. There is also stone ling, so there are different types: exhaustion ling, blood ling, or qi ling, and greasy ling. So that's painful urination dribbling with oily discharge. So the other ones like blood ling, I imagine it has got blood in it, and lao ling. So the exhaustion is like to do with not, it's more about the causes, if you like. Stone ling is again is again is what's in the urine. So the various ling disorders have different forms and patterns, each of which will be explained in the following chapters. Should be plural, I imagine. Because they can be cured by the same method, they are grouped together as ling disorders. So that's the end of the disease description, and we have this sort of formulaic sentence here to introduce the Daoyin exercises. So the orthodox prescriptions for decoction, hot packs, needles, and stones are given elsewhere. The Yangshen supplementation and Daoyin instructions are now attached below. Good. Okay, so let's look at this exercise here. Sorry. Are we happy with descriptions of the ling, different types? So this is just
Yeah, it's pretty
general.
standard.
Yeah, it's pretty standard, isn't it? It's almost like you can relate to it as well. When you got some kind of infections and you think, okay, got it, ling. So the Yangshen recipes, the Daoyin method says, lying on your back, place your heels at an angle. So this is the 斜. 斜 is not 正. 斜 so 正 is upright. 斜 is it's not upright, so it's with an angle. Below your buttocks, place your heels below your buttocks with an angle, and cover your knees with both hands. Okay. Inhale qi through your mouth. This is quite unusual, isn't it? 口纳气, while shaking your abdomen, 正腹, as much as possible. 自己 is self-extreme. Exhale qi through your nose, the nose, 鼻出气. Take 7 breaths. That's the end of the instruction, and it says this gets rid of lean and frequent urination. So you're going to lie down, and then you're going to make your hands to sort of cover your knees. Actually, the Chinese ask you to do that first. And then you're going to place your heels diagonally below the buttock, 至鸠下. And then inhale qi through your mouth, shake the abdomen extreme as much as possible, and then exhale through your nose. So inhale through your mouth, exhale through your nose, and then but you shake the abdomen while you are in that position. So
we've seen this before in the deficiency exhaustion causing itching, damp genitals.
Okay.
The only difference is that this one you shake your abdomen at the same time.
Yeah. Okay.
And this is one that I taught at the workshop, and the thing that we ran into, and this might be an anatomical sort of thing, is if I'm covering my knees, then I sort of have to lift my legs off the ground a little bit, and so it's a hard. People were like saying, like, how do I shake my abdomen while also having my knees up? And maybe it's just me having short arms or whatever. Like, I don't know. Some people might be able to do this easier.
If you look at the illustration, the hands. So this is the next page, 258, figure 163. You'll realize my hands can't reach the knee. It's just not possible.
Yeah, so I was able to do it, but I sort of had to change the angle of my legs a bit, like to sort of lift the legs up to meet my hands. So that's sort of the debatable thing. Like, are we just putting our hands on our thighs, like in the picture, or are we trying to grab the knees and sort of pull the legs up closer to the chest? So that's the debate to sort of figure out.
Yeah, so I think if we follow the Chinese, is very, very clear that you lie down on your back, then you make your 2 hands to cover the knee. Very, very clearly. Right from the start, it tells you to do that. But then it tells you then your heels side sort of place under the buttock. So you hold your hands and place your heels under the buttock, sort of in that sort of going out.
So you're saying that the xie like would be different than the picture, like the toes would sort of be lifted like that, versus like in the picture they're sort of
so it could be. So we should try, because my picture as if the whole leg's going sideways, isn't it? Whereas if we're trying to hold on to our knee with our hands, we probably have to just bring our feet closer as much as possible and place the heels underneath the buttock. I still think it's really impossible. We can try.
I think that it's a bring your heels towards your buttock as much as you can. Like, because your hands, if you were holding your heel, like your ankles, you could pull them in more, but because your hands on your knees, you sort of just have to get it as close as you can.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Right. Yeah.
Well, and I always do a miserable job of trying to shake my abdomen. So that one's always the tricky part. But if the essence of this is to get the knees covered, then you know what? I'm going to focus on that.
Yeah, try it and see. And then after you've done that, which which at that point you kind of lift your legs, isn't it? Then you kind of trying to bring the feet down to place the heels underneath the buttock as much as possible, and then see whether that's gonna work or not. Probably not.
I do think that the essence or like a big part of this exercise is the shaking abdomen, both because
Yeah.
that's the
Sure.
difference between this and the other one, and also, if you look at like the idea of maybe you have a kidney stone and you're actually trying to like smash it apart,
You need
right? Like
to
you're trying to
shake.
percuss it to break
Yeah.
it. You know,
Yeah. Hmm.
whether or not that's a possibility in the midst of a kidney stone, I don't know, but it's certainly something that you can do other than sitting in the hospital on a morphine drip, right?
I do
Yeah.
know people who are prone to these. I'm going to tell them, like, next time this happens, can you please do this?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the Western treatment is to put you in this liquid chamber and then hit you with sonic blasts that I've heard feel like you're getting kicked by a horse.
Oh wow.
So it's like a fairly intense like sonic blast that goes through the liquid and is focused to break the stones.
Breaking the
And
stone.
so
Wow.
that like the idea of doing this fairly aggressively, I think would be probably less uncomfortable than that therapy, and you wouldn't have to wait in the ER for 8 hours or whatever. Right? So
Well, that's if this gonna work. So we need to make sure we got it, got it right. So we're gonna practice and see if first of all if it's possible to do it.
yeah.
Yeah, let's have a go. So I try but failed. I think if I'm gonna put my hands on the knees, my feet just got no way the heel is going to be below the buttock. So if I try to then make sure my heels were underneath the buttock, then my hands would just be on the sides. And so I thought, okay, I'll try both. And so that this, shaking the abdomen. I do find one is more effective, and that is the one that has got the feet, has got the heels below the buttocks. That one feels the shaking is more almost like my whole pelvic is going like that, yeah? So that feels like it's working on not just my stomach. The other one feels a bit higher, so that it's kind of working on my stomach rather than below because I'm focusing on this urination thing, yeah. So it's kind of has to affect my genital, if you like. These like shaking the abdomen, affecting the whole area there, the pelvic area. And that then has, for me, has to be the heels placed underneath the buttock rather than trying to hold on to the knee. And therefore my feet are sort of dangling in the air. Is that how's your experience?
I've tried different way of shaking, and
Okay,
but I didn't try the one you said. I've tried the one with my hand on the and then using
hands
my hand
to shake it.
to shake and to have this on the and this is on the lower burner. It worked, and
Okay,
the other one was with the feet under the buttock and then pressing on my feet. And it was like a massage, but more on the kidney area. But I
right.
didn't try the shaking, as you said, like trying to lift.
Really shaking, lifting. Yeah, it's almost like my whole body's like, yeah,
Yeah,
lifting above the ground.
yeah. This one I haven't tried it.
I tried
Right.
also to wiggle, so the position,
Wriggle.
yeah, so not even only upwards, but also like this,
Yeah.
left, right. It felt nice actually because you feel your whole
Yeah.
everything below is moving. So I can imagine
Yeah.
doing something for Lynn. And I think also maybe, but that's just my idea, I don't know. Even if you don't get in the exact position, but creating that kind of tension and opening will affect this area. So again, already qi and blood will flow more in that area.
Yeah.
And then by also initiating that movement, whether you do it with your belly yourself, or maybe you do it with as Pascal said, with your hands, that might affect. I don't think you get kidney stones away, but Ling actually is not. Well, in modern, if you translate it to modern medicine, maybe also it can also indicate stones, but
yeah, there is a Shiling, the stone.
Oh yeah, there is a stone.
Yeah. So that's one variation.
Yeah, there is one stone. There is
also bloodling. So yeah.
Yeah, but then again, it's difficult to say because
it just feels like this exercise somehow it needs to affect the whole sort of pelvic area, isn't it? Because I feel like it needs to somehow affect that area, shake
and affected area. Yeah, sure. So it makes sense.
In order to make it effective, because I was trying to think that how would that affect my sort of the frequent urination.
The only thing I don't really get, but so why here you have to inhale through your mouth and exhale through your nose? Would you think you have to keep your breath also when you do the movements? That's not written there.
It's harder if you inhale through your mouth and you hold it, because while you're holding it, you can actually shake the abdomen.
Yeah, that's what I did when I was holding the breath. I was shaking. So that's probably
you shake while you're holding the breath in a way. I wonder whether.
And then
it's hard to breathe in or out while you're shaking the abdomen. It's like 鼻出气, then you exhale through your nose. So so it feels like there is a sequence. So inhale through your mouth, shake the abdomen extreme, and exhale through your nose. So while you're shaking, I think you're not doing either. So you're just shaking. So you're effectively you're holding the breath.
Hold the breath, yeah.
And then you're shaking. I think it's interesting about shaking the abdomen, isn't it? So as we're trying to understand, like, how do you shake it? The way I shake it is like, it's like really sort of pushing it, and then, like making, really making the abdomen going up and down. So, and then I kind of felt feels that it's affecting the muscles there at the pelvic area. Anybody else got anything wants to say? All right. Okay. So should we stop here then?
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining me with the discussion. It's really great. It's always, great fun to try on different things and trying to understand what's going on. And, so it's really great. Well, thank you so much. So we'll see you in 2 weeks' time.
Yeah.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. Thank you so much.
Bye.
It was a pleasure again. Thank you.